Bitcoin set a brand new all-time high yesterday, and within the very same day we saw a massive correction, which is leading to some super explosive price action. Very, very exciting stuff, because I think we've now got a huge setup on this chart, which we've already seen before. It led to the price doubling, if not more, from those levels. And what that means right now is potentially like 150k, just absolutely ridiculous 140k price targets. We're gonna be covering this in this YouTube video right here. And what is also absolutely great is, you know, obviously a lot of longs were built up in this price range, right? A lot of longs kind of entered the market over here, and we know that because of the data we were looking at on the previous live stream. So shout out to those of you that did tune into that. Shout out to those of you that have been smashing those likes up and subscribing to this YouTube channel. There have been so much support on this channel. I love you all so much. Thank you very, very much for that. And a huge shout out to those of you that have also taken advantage of the huge free offers available. You know, a lot of you guys have capitalized on this free $500 Bitcoin position that Bybit is giving you, which is absolutely sick. There are some phenomenal no KYC alternatives as well, which give you huge bonuses in this market as well. So well worth checking them out. We'll come back to them a little bit later on. But obviously we saw a lot of longs kind of building up in this price range. So naturally you're going to be expecting the stop losses below this price level here. And that's exactly what we got with, you know, kind of grabbing all of that liquidity and then coming back up, which is one of the things that we certainly expected on this YouTube channel. We were talking about it before it even happened. And, you know, now we've actually started to recover back up really nicely, which is playing perfectly into something we've already seen before. I want to show that to you on this chart right here, because we've demonstrated this exact same price action back here in 2020 already. And this is actually a very, very exciting thing to be seeing playing out again right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at this on the 1 hour time frame. Actually, we'll go on the 4 hour. And you're gonna, I mean, you can already tell, like, this bit of price action that we're in right now is actually very similar. And we're not looking for exact replicas, right? But on the right hand side here, we've got current day price action. On the left, we've got the end of 2020 when Bitcoin broke the $20,000 all-time high. And what we've got very, very nicely here is a beautiful big 17% correction happening very quickly right when we challenge that all-time high. And of course we've seen something very similar here with a minus 14.5% correction. So pretty much, I mean, very, very similar price action in terms of the correction that we're seeing right here, which is absolutely great. And if we do bring it back to the chart, what happened next was Bitcoin actually managed to rally straight up and set a brand new all-time high, which we haven't quite done yet, and we don't have to for this to happen. Because I think one of the things people actually get really confused with analysis like this is they're looking for exact replicas, right? They're looking for like a one-to-one. That's not what we're looking for here. We're keeping it much more realistic, much more grounded. What we're interested in is, are we following the same characteristics, right? And what do the characteristics look like here? Look, maybe we set an all-time high, maybe we don't. It honestly doesn't matter. But we rally up nice and high, trade sideways for a bit. We punch in a new higher low, right? So something a little bit like this, come back down, punch in a new higher low, and then we continue on up. And that's when that real breakout actually ends up happening, right? So, you know, that's what we did last time. We punched in a nice new higher low. The whole time we were struggling at the exact same ceiling, right? So we do want to see a nice big block of resistance coming in here to suppress the price action for a little bit. And this is actually a really good thing to me, right? Because what this means, if there's some sell-offs happening right now, and it's again another concept that we discussed on the live stream. So shout out again to those of you that have been subscribed with that bell icon check, because this is super time sensitive content. What this means when we start getting, you know, a ceiling kind of holding its place, especially at an all-time high, is that a lot of people are still looking to sell their Bitcoins off, right? There's a set amount of Bitcoins that want to be sold off, and that supply keeps dwindling every time we hit these price levels, because more of those Bitcoins can be sold off, right? So if we've got the price rising up to $70,000 and there's 10,000 Bitcoins that want to be sold, well, every time we get there, another 1,000 Bitcoins are being sold. Eventually, you're going to have no more Bitcoins that want to be sold at that price level, and you're only going to have buyers, and that's where you get massive, massive explosions, and that's where trading opportunities can really get taken up to the next level. And they've already been absolutely fantastic, by the way. I mean, we've known, if we maximize this chart, again, I'm going to show you some more of this historical analysis in just a second, but we've known that, for example, certain levels would be absolutely huge for this market, right? When we were on the way down, this was a very obvious place to go short. fuck it, the all-time high, I mean, very obvious place to buy. The all-time high was an obvious place to sell. And this back test, also a beautiful, beautiful setup. There's more of these coming from what I'm seeing, ladies and gents. I think there's going to be a really nice, healthy range up here as well. Maybe a little bit higher, right? But I think generally speaking, kind of up here with stop losses probably from a lot of people around 72. That's going to be quite interesting to see how it plays out. And obviously, all of these markets that I'm talking to you about in these videos are tradable with the links down in the description below. Bybit is going to give you up to $30,000 for free to trade with, which is completely free capital that you can deploy into the market, and any profits you generate using that capital are yours to keep. So that is absolutely sick. Super, super cool. In addition to that, you're getting another $500 for free. So super, super cool. If you've been referred to Bybit by me and you want to get these bonuses, all you've got to do is start trading and you'll be able to take advantage of that. You do need to do KYC, but there are some phenomenal no KYC options as well, which are worth looking into, because they're still giving you huge bonuses right here. CoinW is just going to give you $50 for free to trade with, and all you need to do is open an account. So that is really, really cool. If you've been referred to Bybit by anybody else, you do need to make a new account, but you can use the same KYC again, and you're chilling. So super, super cool stuff there. What actually ended up happening back in 2020 when we formed that price action, if we do go back there, was that Bitcoin from this price level that we managed to get that breakout, immediately rallied up massively. This was a trade that I took from way back down over here, and I was up again like 300-400% profit. It was ridiculous. I mean, I've seen a lot of these big numbers during cycles like this. You know, obviously I'm trading it with real money as well. You know, a lot of the time, the dirty little secret of the YouTube game, unfortunately, is that these guys are going to be getting, you know, one position going long, one position going short on opposite fucking accounts, and then they're going to show you the green screenshot, right? They're going to show you the screenshot of the account, which is actually making money, and then they're going to show you that they're the man, and you should listen to them, and you should buy what they're selling and shit like that. Obviously, that's not what you're getting on this channel. These are legit trades with my actual money, like, actually my money. I'm not counter trading myself or any crazy shit like that. You know, and I think that's why a lot of you guys are really starting to kind of recognize this space as being the place you want to be for this bull market. It's definitely the place I want to be. I'm super chilling over here with you guys. And what we saw after that was a phenomenal rally up by more than double for Bitcoin to rise up by 110% up to that $42,000 price level, all in one leg, right? And if we take a look at what that would actually potentially imply here, you know, well, we can just kind of draw a potential breakout, and we have to, this gets so crazy, but, you know, let's say that the breakout happens at, you know, let's say just the all-time high to keep it nice and simple. A 110% move would put us at $145,000, $145,000, 140 to 150. Like I think I said at the beginning of this video, if we pull off a similar move. If we pull off a move which is smaller than that, right? Like let's say we're kind of reeling it in a little bit, we're getting a little bit more kind of calm, which obviously isn't happening, but let's say that is what's happening. A 73% pump puts us at 120k, an 87% pump puts us at 130. These are numbers which, like, if the market is cooling off, like, you know, I think you could definitely say like still 78, 110% down to 78. Fuck it. If you're a little bit more conservative, 110k, that's still 64%. You know, now it's like nearly half of what we did last time. So I think that that could actually make sense. I do still think that all of this price action is way too crazy. I mean, when you look at this chart, you know, you need a pullback. It doesn't make any sense. You need something a little bit more substantial. The halving is right around the corner. I still think there's very strong arguments to be made that the halving is actually starting to get priced in before it actually happens, which makes so much sense. I mean, this is like the, what, like the fourth halving now. Everybody's expecting it. There's been a massive rally into it. We've literally never, not once ever set an all-time high before the halving, right? So to me, this has all become very ridiculous, and I don't like what I'm seeing. But the problem remains, and it's the same thing I've told you guys on Telegram, which is my, you guys can check it out with this link. It's my free Telegram channel where I'm giving you more analysis around the clock, ping straight to your phone, again, completely free of charge. What I was saying in there is that we are also in a situation, and this is where it gets a little bit dicey, where, like, yes, I think we're massively overstretched, and I don't think that we should be this high right now, and we should be correcting and stuff like that, but there's no invalidation, right? I mean, we're still trading super high, so what are you going to do? You're going to get out of the market and just stop making money? Like, no, it doesn't make sense, because if you exercise that kind of approach, you would have completely... I know a guy that completely sold all of his bags over here, and, like, you know what? I think it's actually a really good move. I respect the shit out of it. all those years ago in 2021, I sold a lot of crypto to buy my first ever house in Dubai at $57,000. That was my average exit, and I don't regret it, right? So this guy got a slightly better sell, but at the same time, man, there is a massive opportunity cost to be paying, right? So for me, I don't want to sell just because we've gone super high, because if I use that thinking, then I should have started selling at 42, right? And I did. I sold a little bit at 42, and we've ran up massively, right? So I'm glad it was only a little bit, and it's part of any good profit-taking strategy, so I'm absolutely not upset about it. But if you keep doing stuff like that, you're just going to take yourself out of the market and not make any money, right? So, there's this beautiful saying, the winners have to pay for your losers, okay? Your winning trades have to pay for your losing trades. You don't want to jump in front of a train if it's making you money and it's going to keep making you money and it keeps making you money. It's not something that you want to stop, on your own. The market eventually is going to stop it for you, so you can definitely, take that out of your hands and let the market do you for you where necessary. So that's my take on that right there. But like I said, very, very cool price action. We're definitely following something interesting and similar from 2020. We would just need to be sideways for a little bit more for that to actually take place. And I think one of the other very interesting things is where our support is starting to put us at, because if we do start to trade sideways a little bit, maybe punch in that higher low at like 62 or whatever, there is some really nice Ichimoku support there. On the daily time frame, we're still really far away from it. That's on the 4-hour, and EMA ribbon wise, we've got a massive ribbon right here. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to use this ribbon for, naturally, because it's just very high and it's still pointing up, and I don't know how realistic that is. But at the same time, our daily EMA ribbon is catching up, and this isn't going to take too long to get into a very relevant price range, like literally probably just like a week. And this is going to be in a much more relevant price range the way things have been going. It's probably going to taper off a little bit, right? So it's probably going to start looking a little bit like this, but and that obviously depends on where Bitcoin goes. But these are the kind of things that you really want to see to support any hypotheses that you might be starting to rise up. Because if you start to get that, where your support ribbons are catching up, your support indicators are catching up, the price is falling lower into, these supports. And these are corrections. These are really healthy things. And that's actually what tends to lead to the next big moves in the market. So that is definitely something that I'm going to be interested in. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you, ladies and gents, about in this video is actually how we could, if we end up going sideways, lead into a bit of an altcoin bull market, an alt season. You could argue it's already started to happen. We're down by like 0.4%, right? So 1.2% rather. So it's not that much, but it's definitely been enough for some coins to really take off. I mean, we've seen really nice recoveries for some coins. We've seen big recoveries for, look at this, for Pepe right here. There's a couple others that have been doing huge numbers in this market recently. Again, all of these coins I'm describing, you can trade with free money using Bybit, BingX, and so on, linked down below. You don't even have to risk your own capital. You do have to start trading to get these bonuses, but once you've got them, it's free capital. You can withdraw your money and just trade with the free money that these guys are giving you. So definitely take advantage of it. These exchanges are so competitive because they want your business. They make so much money off you, so that's why they're very competitive. But while you've got all of these offers, I get questions like, Sammy, what would you do if you were broke again? What would you do if you were starting from the bottom? I would literally milk the fuck out of these bonuses. There are so many bonuses available, and it's just free, a free $500 position. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, you could double that shit in like a day with this kind of market. It might not happen. Honestly, generally, it's not going to happen. It's not easy to pull off that kind of gain. But when it's free, it's like, like literally, what are you losing? It's completely fine. Uni right here, look at this, up at $16. If we zoom out, it is at a macro area of support. So I think we are starting to see some of the coins that are kind of lagging behind now catching up, because most coins are looking like they're in this kind of position where, if they haven't hit this, kind of 2021 block of resistance, which, by the way, this is Bitcoin's $30,000 area. So that actually gives you an illustration of how far behind these coins are. The corresponding price level for Bitcoin was $30,000. These altcoins are just getting here right now. So that is definitely very interesting. Obviously, we've seen a bunch of them already get there. Take a look at Matic, for example. Matic's been here since December of last year. I mean, that's a whole 3 months ago now. That Matic has been trading up at this kind of price range. Solana just got here Well, Solana's got some kind of different ones, which is interesting. You know, and we've got a couple of others that have been very, very interesting. So this is where we could start to see things really take off. You know, if Bitcoin starts trading sideways. Here's Phantom that hasn't actually gotten up there yet. So, you know, there's a really nice kind of block of resistance I'm seeing where Phantom is right now. But if it's able to kind of overcome this block, then, you know, there's not going to be much standing in its way, is it? This block sitting at about like 80 to 85 cents, and then above that we don't really have resistance until $1.15, so that is definitely very interesting, definitely a sign which is interesting to be taking note of at this stage in this market. So that's another thing that I'm going to be keeping an eye out for, and kind of, you know, being interested in trading on Bybit. But, you know, the way things are going right now, I think what I'm most interested in is seeing a little bit more direction on where this thing wants to go. You know, a lot of people, when big price action comes in, they get, you know, massive FOMO. They just want to trade something like a fucking coke addict or something crazy. You don't have to do it, bro. You really can, or sister, I guess. You really have to, sis, should be. I don't know. What is the equivalent of bro for girls? Because I don't think there is an equivalent. You don't say sis, girl. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, I don't think you need to do that. You know, like, you're chilling. Honestly, you're actually big chilling. We haven't even broken the all-time high, ladies and gents. I can't stress this enough. We need to be ABC, always big chilling. This is the approach in the market. It's ABC, ladies and gents. You know, when you take this approach, you're never going to be desperate. You're never going to be worried that you're not making enough money or some other bullshit. You're always going to be primed and ready to go when there's a really nice opportunity. You're not going to be worried about anything. You're not going to be scrambling. You're not going to be over trading, over analyzing. You're not going to be falling into dangerous traps. You know, you're going to be ABC. You're going to always be big chillin', and that is the most powerful position you can be in as a trader, ladies and gents. You don't always need to be in a trade. Sometimes the market just is a little bit too risky, or there isn't enough clear direction, and that's okay, because we're going to get the clear direction. You've got to save your capital for when that time comes, because you want to make your money, right? So these are things that are really useful to be keeping in mind right now. Different people have different risk appetites. Mine is obviously a little bit more conservative, you know, because I'm trading with serious money, but it would be the same if I wasn't, because I'm actually still making a lot of money, right? A lot of people think that, well, if you, you know, are a little bit more conservative, you're going to stop making money. Well, that's completely false. I mean, you guys have seen the numbers I've been pulling. I mean, right now as we speak, I'm in like a 2,200% profit. I've been showing it non-stop on this channel for a very, very long time, you know, and that's on just one of my positions. Like, what I'm describing is not, you know, is not something where you've got to worry about, like, not making money or anything like that. This is just a very healthy, sober approach to the market, where really nice profits can be coming in. Take a look at this right here, ladies and gents. This is my Bitcoin position. I don't know if that's showing properly right there, and that is my TRX position, which is not doing so great. I'm only up 800% on that position compared to 2,100% on my Bitcoin position, and again, I don't know if I'm showing that properly, but hopefully it was all displaying fine there. You know, so what I'm describing is not, you know, a death sentence for making money. It's actually the only way that I think you can do it sustainably, because at least you're not losing money. And you can't fill a bucket with a hole in it. Okay, so there you go, ladies and gents. I hope you have enjoyed this one. This has been a quick little video just on the side for me here. I'm going to come back at you guys with live streams as much as I can during this price action, so make sure that you stay subscribed and make sure that you take advantage of the phenomenal opportunities available with the links in the description down below. You've got my Twitter down here as well. Where is my Twitter? My Twitter and Instagram down here as well if you're curious, and of course if you want to get on TradingView, get into my free Telegram group, check all of those beautiful links out. I'm going to see you all in the very next video. Take it easy. Cheers.